What's up, y'all? Thank you for tuning in. This video is gonna be about how to avoid getting swindled in Nigeria, because I know a lot of y'all want to come to Nigeria. You see good things about it, but guess what? If you come to Nigeria and you don't know anybody, you're putting yourself in a situation to get finessed. So I'm here to help you avoid that, because I don't want you to get finessed. I don't want that, you know? So there's ways you can avoid that. So now listen, step one, make sure you find yourself a trusted local in whatever area you're going to. You need a trusted local, somebody that you could trust. This is very important, because if you think you're gonna come to Nigeria and you don't got somebody that you trust out there, brother, you're gonna get finessed. You're gonna get finessed. So don't waste your time thinking that you could waltz up into Nigeria not knowing anybody and thinking you ain't gonna get swindled. They're gonna swindle you, and I don't want that. So we're gonna avoid that. Now, this is a very difficult part to figure out, because you're not always gonna be able to find a trusted person. You think you could trust your brother or your uncle in Nigeria. No, they might swindle you too. They might swindle you. Yes, family might swindle you. The poverty is immense in Nigeria. So don't think that the poverty and the things that they're going through is gonna overpower the love and the family bond. No, they don't give a fuck about it. You know how much people got swindled by their family? You know what people got swindled by their family? Plenty of people. So listen, you want to avoid that. All right. So now, make sure you find yourself a trusted person. And I ain't gonna lie, you might need 2 or 3 trusted people. You can't even only depend on one. You need about 2 to 3 trusted people. You feel me? But we're just gonna go with one for now. But you need to keep yourself a few trusted people in your pocket, because those people are gonna help you. That's step one. Very important. Do not fuck this step up. Don't. Because you mess this step up, you're putting yourself in a situation to get finessed.
They're gonna swindle everywhere I go.
You don't want that. We don't want that. You don't want to put yourself in opportunities to get swindled. You want to limit that. For instance, you could walk up into a store and say, hey, how much is this? They're going to look at you and hear your accent depending on where you're from. If you're not from Nigeria, they're going to know. They're going to know by the way you dress. They're going to know by the way you present yourself. And they're going to know by your tone of voice. And it don't matter. You could look African like me. See me? I'm African. And they hear this voice, tax. All they hear is tax. All they hear is money. Money. You come from America, money. It don't matter if you're Nigerian. It don't matter if you're from Africa. They hear that you are not from there, money. So unless you're good at disguising your accent and you know how to speak pidgin, you know how to speak your native tongue, that can save you a little bit, but they still gonna be able to tell. And that leaves room for swindle and finesse.
They're gonna swindle everywhere I go.
In order to avoid that, when you have a local helping you price things and say, for instance, you want to go buy some food or whatever, you know, certain stores, the price is set in stone. But in these local stores and shops, they could put their own price on it. So when they put in their own price on things and they hear that you're not from there, they're thinking you are a come up and they're going to tax that ass.
Oh no.
You want to avoid getting that ass taxed. So by doing that, you don't want to say anything. You're going to have your trusted local do the talking for you. They're going to do the pricing. And guess what? They're going to get the better price. You know why? Because they just look at them as the same. You're not the same. You are not the same from them. All right? So your trusted local, they are going to help you. And make sure you take care of that trusted local. You don't take care of them, you putting yourself in this fucked up situation. Make sure you take care of them, even a little small, whatever you can do, any type of help you could, just, feel me, take care of them. You know what I'm saying? It's gonna take you a long way. Them small little, feel me, little favors, small little, that's gonna take you a long way. I'm telling you. Listen to me. I'm telling you. I'm not steering you the wrong way. This is real. I lived through this shit. So make sure you take care of that local, and make sure that you have that local doing business for you as far as speaking to people and getting the real price. Because, brother, they're gonna finesse you. I'm telling you. Now, this is true story. So for me, I was trying to get a mic, right? So I was trying to get a mic, and me, sometimes I just like getting things done myself. You know, I just like pulling up, say, how much is this? So I go to some store. This is in New York, in a place called Naper Line. So I go to the store. I price the mic. I say, how much is this mic? And they tell me the mic is 50,000. So I say, okay, that's a lot. I'll come back. So now I think, you know what? I fucked up. I went and asked them myself with my American ass accent. They know they're gonna tax my ass. So I say, you know what? let me do this a little different. So the next day, I decided to have my trusted friend, who was a local, and he went to go and price the same exact mic. And guess what? They told him 30,000. 30,000. They told me 50,000, but they told him 30,000. This is in Naira, by the way. So that just goes to show you that
They're gonna swindle everywhere I
the
go.
same exact mic cost a different price for me and for him. You know why?
She's trying to swindle.
Because they hear my voice, they hear the way I talk, and they say, yes, this guy has money. They don't know my bills, they don't know my expenses, they don't know how much people gotta take care of, they don't know any of that shit. They just hear my voice and say, we gonna tax this nigga 50K. But my local friend, my good friend of mine, he was able to go and price that same exact mic, and they charged him 30,000. They didn't know it's for me. I just gave him the bread. They didn't see all of that. But guess what? That's what you gotta do. That's what you gotta do. And this same rule applies to damn near everything. Everything. So you gotta take your time and have a trusted local. A trusted person from the area. They're going to save your pockets. They're gonna save your pockets. Because it's just not fair. They don't care. But guess what? They playing the game, you gotta play the game too. Play the game too. Don't get finessed. They're gonna swindle you. They're gonna swindle you. If they get an opportunity, they're gonna do it. It's too much poverty out there. So you're an opportunity. Remember that. Rule number 2. Make sure that you cross-check everything. Anything you gotta pay for, cross-check it. And I'm saying this because sometimes what they like to do in Nigeria is they like to add things into your bill that doesn't belong. So, for instance, I was in a situation where I was staying at a hotel, and there's a public lounge area where you can come hang out, buy food, buy drinks, things of that sort. So, I was there with my driver, and I had some beer. I didn't get the beer from there though. I had brought the beer from my room, and I don't really drink beer. It was actually a gift from like my sister. So I don't really drink beer. So I say, let me give it to my driver because I know he drinks beer. So I say, hey, I gave my driver the beer. So now we're sitting in the lounge area. We're drinking the beer. He's drinking the beer, and I decided to order some food. So I ordered some food, and now the food comes. So the food comes. I finished eating. So after I finished eating, the bill comes. So the bill, it doesn't describe every item that was purchased. It's just one bill for the whole thing. So the bill looked a little more expensive than I thought it should be. So I said, hey, why is the bill 30,000? Because it was around that price. I said, why is it 30,000? They said, let me see. So I said, please, I need to know exactly how much I paid for every item. So when they started pricing the items that I paid for, which was my food, they also added the beer that I never got from them. So I said, hey, how are you charging me for a beer that I brought up here? This is a public lounge area. I brought this beer up. How are you trying to charge me for a beer that I got from somebody else and think you're gonna charge me for it on my bill? And they said, sorry, we didn't know that. Brother, that's what they do in Nigeria. They gonna try to any opportunity you give them, they gonna try it. But guess what? What if I was just lit, enjoying myself, not even paying it to say, oh fuck it, I'm paying this bill? I would end up paying for a beer that I brought up myself for my driver, and they use that as opportunity to finesse me. You can't swindle me. You're not gonna swindle me. You think you're gonna swindle me? That's what you think was gonna happen? You think was gonna swindle me, huh? I ain't even gonna name the hotel. I can expose this hotel that did this. I can expose y'all, but I like the manager. This is workers who did this shit. This is workers. I'ma spare y'all for this. I'ma spare y'all, man. I shouldn't do it. I should tell the viewers. But that's besides the point. What you want to do is cross-check everything. Make sure you cross-check everything, because if you give them an opportunity to overcharge you, they will. They will. And this isn't the first time an instance like this has happened. And it's different situations I've seen. Like I was in Christmas Village one time, with the family. We just buying a whole bunch of stuff, beers, this, that, food. And then when we look at the bill, bill don't make sense. She's like, hey, how much? I forgot what it was. Suya. So we had a couple orders of suya. So I think it was like about 7 orders of suya. So what they decided to do is they tried to put like 10, 11 orders of suya. We're like, hey, we didn't order that much suya. Remove this. And you know what they did? After a little back and forth, they removed it. You know why? Because they know what they was doing. They know. So that just goes to show that if you give these people an opportunity to swindle you, they will. So do not get swindled. Make sure you cross-check everything, every naira you spent, everything. Unless you don't care. If you don't care, then hey, this isn't for you. This is for the people who don't want to get swindled and don't want to get finessed. We don't want that, all right? We want you to enjoy your experience in Nigeria and get your money's worth for what you pay for. Because once you come out there with foreign currency, you got USD, you got pounds, you got anything that's more powerful than naira, they're saying, hey, this is an opportunity. We must get more of that money. So don't fall for it. Do not fall for it. Cross-check, make sure everything is good. Rule number 3, do your research. And whatever line of work you want to do, if you want to invest in a business out there, you want to do something, do your research. Don't play. You got to make sure that you have different sources to help you get to your goal. Any slightest bit of information they feel that you don't know, it will be used against you. Any misinformation you do not have will be used against you. So just make sure you do your research. Check with multiple sources. And remember, your trusted locals help you do this. Your trusted locals help you. You can do it too yourself, but just know it's going to come with some tax. That donation tax is for real. So make sure you have other people doing research. So if you want to buy something, say you want to buy a cloth or something, you want to check 3 different stores that sell cloth and price from 3 different stores. That's what you want to do, because then you're going to start seeing that there is a difference in prices for the same shit. If I didn't price these things from different people, I would have ended up getting taxed. I would end up being taxed. It would have taxed me. So you want to avoid that. So please do your research. Do your research. And make sure, ask 3. I remember a teacher told me, ask 3 before me. This is something I learned in like elementary school. Ask 3 before me. Before you ask the teacher some shit, ask 3 other people, then ask the teacher. You know, a similar rule applies in Nigeria. Ask 3 other sources before you go back to that main source that you was gonna go pay for something. Ask 3 other sources, and you're gonna find some interesting things, some interesting price differences. You're gonna see. So yes, please make sure you do that. Now, if you follow these 3 steps, I promise you that the amount of swindle that you're gonna have to deal with is going to diminish. It's gonna diminish. You're gonna deal with less swindle. But let me tell you this: you can follow all these steps and still get swindled. You can still get, because you know why? Because listen, there's some other shit going on in Nigeria. There's some other stuff that I'm gonna have to get into in another video. But listen, these 3 steps will still decrease the level of swindle that you have to deal with when you go to that country. So just follow these steps, and you won't get swindled as much as you were supposed to if you didn't know these steps. So if you're still watching this video, thank you for tuning in. I hope that this information can help you if you decide to go out the country or travel to Nigeria. I hope this helps you, and I appreciate you for tuning in. Please like, comment, and subscribe.